So this is your job site safety plan. So now you're also going to fill out all of these areas. So since this is the first job, we're definitely going to check off yes to that. Is there any uneven ground? There actually is not any uneven ground for this job. I picked a very easy one. There is some rotted wood, definitely getting that taken care of. And our game plan, it is on the deck. Place ladder far from board, and then we're gonna put red flags in the board. So that's our game plan for that piece of rotting board on the deck. Since there will need to be ladder placements on the deck, I want my crew to be very clear on this. So is the manager required on the site? So yes, when on that side. At the next spot, are there any steep slopes on the ground or the roof? And checking out the roof, I know it's pretty dark out. You could take my word for it. Nope. So any awkward ladder placements. So taking a look here, there is no awkward ladder placements. Any hard to reach areas, there is on the second story. So our plan to get those, yes, we're gonna use a roller with extension. Any areas with another level that must be assessed by a roof, balcony or patio cover. So yes, there is another roof to be assessed by another roof, where you'll have to put another ladder on the roof. You can do a lot of this stuff at the same time. So the managers on the job site doing all three of these at the same time. They're assessing the roof, they're putting the ladder on the deck, they're knocking that spot out with the extension pole with the roller, and that's when they're accessing the other roof as well. So during that part, again, one big thing to-do list is get 2 ladder locks. I'm gonna get one from JP because he's right down the street. Get one from him. Definitely got to do that. Now, will a safety harness be needed for the job? Yes, most definitely. Safety harness will definitely be needed. Now, does the manager have to stay on the job site? Well, we do have a new employee on the job site, so the hell if you want to stick them up on the roof with no supervision? Of course you want to be on the job site. So yes, new hire, and then you're just gonna supervise him. There are other tie-off locations, so where are you actually going to be harnessed to? So we did spot out a great tree over here, a great tree that's actually access all sides of the roof with just one harness setup. So where are the locations? Tree, left side of house. Will an extension ladder need to be used on the roof or balcony? We already said yes to that. Just supervision. I know how to spell that one. Awesome. Is this a pre-78 house? It is not. What we're going to do is not take any lead precautions. But if it was a pre-78 house, you're going to come up with your lead precaution plan. Will we need to use a 40-foot extension ladder? This project, no. We won't need to use a 40-foot extension ladder. But when it comes down to it, whenever you have to use one, make sure to mark it in there, because your crew is going to have a rough time moving that around, so you want to make it note. So when the safety inspector comes out to your job site, he knows exactly what's going on. And also, this is for your crewmen, so they know exactly what's going on. If you're not on the job site and they need to tack that top part, they're calling your ass to come to the job site. Are there any areas where an object is blocking and you need to assess a proper ladder placement? So yeah, actually we talked to the client over on the left side of the house where we're actually putting our harness setup on. There was some shrubbery that would be hitting our heads if we set up an extension ladder on that side. So we're definitely having the client cut that back. Those wires, power lines in the way that, you know, requires blanketing and turning power off, yes, 2 spots. So we're at like 2 spots in contact with energy company. And is there any nest or hives around the area that, you know, need to be taken care of, anything like that? This house there isn't, but if there ever is, you know, make sure you're very safe around bees. I would buy the, you know, wasp spray that sprays 10 feet so you can knock those fuckers out from a long distance, so you can get those out of the way. And, you know, any other hazards on the job, there isn't any other hazards going on with this job. You know, awesome. So here's our job site safety plan. So this is where you just look at the house and you spot the hazard and put in your action plan for it. So remember to put the job name, the job address, because when the safety inspector comes by, this is the first thing he's looking at. So the front of the house, is there anything on the ground, roof, the actual house itself, objects, others? There's nothing on the ground. There's no roof on the front of the house, and there's actually nothing on the house that we need to worry about. And sometimes you'll have this, right? So if you have something like this, no hazards, right? And then the right side of the house, you know, is there anything on the ground? Yes, we're dealing with the deck. And then we're gonna flag off rotten board. Awesome. The roof, is there anything going on the roof? Assessing a second roof line. And big thing is the action plan, manager overseeing. You want to be out on the job site when there's ever any big safety concerns. I get it. You want to be out golfing, you know, having the time of your life on the boat. But when it comes down to somebody's safety, there always needs to be, you know, a second, you know, set of eyes on the situation.
A ladder lock, an extra ladder lock would be good there too.
Awesome. Now, when it comes down to the house, there's nothing with the house, other objects, or anything else. Now, the back of the house, we don't have too many concerns other than power lines. So, energy company is going to blanket those off. So what blanketing off means, the energy company actually comes around and they put some type of blanket on them. This is not for you to whip out the, you know, car blanket and put it around the power lines. The energy company has to come out here and do this, and, you know, they're trained professionals. It comes up when it comes down to this. You don't want to be anywhere near that power line until it's fully blanketed off, and there's no possible way it'll electrocute you. And there's no hazards on the house or any objects, anything like that. Actually, on the back of the house, let me erase that, there is another deck. It has the hot tub and tub. So what we'll do with this is make sure to ask client, move tub, and with extra care. Really looking at the left side of the house, there's nothing big. There's nothing that we have to do that's extremely big, except on the ground. There is a couple French drains. And what a French drain is a drain that's actually has a window in it, like a basement window, and it comes out and it's right there, just right on the ground. This is very common, especially if there's a, you know, clear plastic cover over it. It's very common for you know, a painter not paying attention to step on it and then fall through the French drain. So we need to put red flags. The last thing you want to have happen is to hurt anybody or injure somebody just because of you're lazy. And this basically just comes down to laziness at the end of the day. It takes you 2 seconds to get some red flags and put it around the job site, and this is talking about somebody's life here. Nobody wants to lose a painter at this time, but they also don't want to hurt somebody from their laziness. So make sure you're on top of this kinds of stuff. Now the roof, there's nothing going on in the house. There's pretty much nothing else going down from that aspect. All right, so the lead house checklist. When you're doing a lead house, you have to go through all of this. Make sure you just complete your checklist. When you're going through it, this is with the production of the house, not just during the design consultation. It's going through everything. Last but not least here is the job work order. So this is going through everything that you can think of. It's very comparable to your estimate sheet, as you can see, but this is really here to help you track budgets, have awesome profit margins and everything like that. So you're taking every single aspect of the job. You're taking their, total hours, going through everything, total hours it takes to complete all aspects of the job, such as siding, eaves, fascia of the front house, front part. This is not coming up with your square footage. This is coming up with your amount of hours on here. And this is your Cancun 4, your actual hours worked, your man hours worked, your budget hours completed, your hours remaining, budget hours remaining, and how much you have left to spend. You can do this every single day on the job. And also you've been working with your DM to do this in your production, your printable projection. Now, next thing I want to show you is your daily task list. So with your daily task list, you're definitely going to see one of these, during your paint training. And you're also going to see a nice work order during your paint training. So your daily task list is going to break down every single task for your painter to do every single day on the job. So it breaks down this task and this task and this one, every single task on the job and what they actually need to do. So you want to create this for your painters and show them the actual budget so they know how much time they need to, paint, on how fast they need to paint to actually beat budget on their jobs. So, all in all, guys, this is coming up with your whole plan for design consultations before you actually talk to client, set expectations. So